Hello and welcome to this video, which is going to be an introduction to my rather peculiar knitting technique. It's a variation on continental where I hold the yarn in front of the passive needle. I have a project here that I started. As you can see, it's a sock. The pattern will be called Stenparti, which means rockery in Swedish. The sock is knitted in a DK yarn called Norvitanelle. I live in Scandinavia, as you can probably hear from my accent. And I need very thick and sturdy socks in winter in order to keep me warm. So DK. This is a great project to show you this technique because there are rows of where I use 2 colors and a few where I use 3 colors. And I'm also going to knit the toe later on, which is 1 color only. So I'm going to have to do a bit of cutting and pasting here and put the 1 color section first. It makes more sense, I think. But this is how I'm going to start. I'm actually going to start from the back, as you can see here. This is where the cut will be. I'm going to knit the toe. You'll see that first, and then I'll come back to this, right? Silly me using black yarn, you're thinking, but I've got silver tips so you can actually see what I'm doing. I'm going to move this needle away. There we go. And so it's continental knitting with the yarn held over in front of the passive needle. So it's the same thing as this kind of continental we're picking, right? But with that yarn here. It's the same movement, just like this. So there we go. There's not really all that much to say about it because you just go about it like you would otherwise in continental knitting. It's exactly the same thing, but instead of this, you do it in front of the needle. And I mean, it doesn't really make that much of a difference in just regular knitting. You'll see the difference later on, how I can hold several strands of yarn in a rather uncomplicated way of knitting, stranded knitting, and I made a mistake. So what I'm going to show you later on when I work with 3 strands is wrong as far as the pattern goes. The knitting technique is correct, but the pattern is not actually like this. It should be like this, not like that. So let's do 2 strands at a time. Doing black and white, as you can see. I'm starting out doing 1 1 1. I think it's a great introduction. I'll show you how I hold the yarn. So both strands on top of the passive needle. Simple strands, right? The black is background and the white is pattern. So I'm placing my middle finger in between of those 2 strands. Background on top, which is not, may not seem logical, but that's how it's done. And then I hold both strands like this, and I can start. So just normal continental knitting, but the yarn in front of the needle, like this, and then white. Then I go in below the background yarn, like this. So, and the reason that I keep one strand on top of my my middle finger, and one below, is to keep the threads from getting entangled in each other. They flow a lot better if held like this. It's not super important when I do one, but it will be important if I knit longer sections using one yarn. So below and through. Now I'm going to knit pattern here, so I'm going to knit 3 1 3 instead. And now you'll see that, so I just do like this, and the yarn keeps flowing. It's no problem, even though I made 3 1. So it is time for stranded knitting using 3 colors. So first of all, let's figure out the order. This is still background. This is sort of middle foreground now, and because we want the green to really pop. So we're doing the same thing as before here. Middle finger between background and foreground, and then we're adding in this, the ring finger between the third and the second and the third, and then we're ready to go. I'm going to do now, let's see, black, white, green, white, black. Yeah, so let's start. So basically it's the same thing as with 2 strands. Continental, all 3 strands in front of the passive needle, kept in order, black at the front, right? Black. Then we're doing white. It's in the middle, so we're going below black, pulling out white. Then we're doing green. Green is the third one, so we're going below black and white, picking up the green, and white again, okay, there we go, black, white, green, and white. And now we're going to do 1 black, 4 white, 3 green, which means we're going to have to, because the black won't be used for quite a long stretch here after this one, and therefore I'm going to twist the strands. I'm not very careful when I do it. I just sort of twist and don't really think about how it looks in the back, and or that I go, when I twist 2 strands, I take care to take turns, right, which direction I twist them, because it's a lot easier. When it's 3 strands like this, it's so much more complicated that I can't really be bothered most of the time. I just go and then I sort it out afterwards. So I'm going to do 1 black, and here I'm still fairly good. How soon will I reach green? No, there will be another 4 stitches before I reach green, which means it would be 6 stitches in between. I don't want that. I want a maximum of 5, which means I'm now going to twist the white strand, which is the next one I'm going to use, around the other 2. You can just twist it around the one if you feel that is necessary. In this case we need 2, because both the black and the green need to be carried. Also it's easier in the short term at least. So we're going to do 4 white, and then, since the black one won't be used for a while, as I said, I'm going to twist the green, and this is one of those instances where I could just wrap it around the black thread. I'm not going to do that. You can do that if you feel like it. I'm going to just go very twisted all the way, and now I'm going to knit 3 stitches of this. And I hold the yarn like this, just one at a time when I do the wrapping. I find that easier. The twisting. There we go. And now I'm going to use white. So I'm going to have a look here, but how does it look in the back? It looks fine actually. So I'm just going to wrap it like that and knit for next time I shoot a video like this. I'm going to use shorter needles because it's a little bit complicated with the table and long needles. So now I'm going to knit one black, and as I said, there will be too many. There'll be 6 stitches again until the next green one, so I want to wrap the black around, at least around the green one. Yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it all the way around here like that, twist it like that, and then I'll knit 1, and then I'll go back to holding all 3 again, because now I'm going to use them. I won't have to twist the yarn in between, so I'm going to sort out the order again, put them in front of the passive needle in the correct order like this, place my middle finger between black and white and my ring finger between white and green, and there we go again. I can start doing this backwards, right? White, green, white, black, white, green, white, black. So white is a middle color, so below black, then we're going to do green, and that's third color, so below black and white, and another white, below black, above green, one black and white and green, and oh, what happened here? What happened here? Oh, I see. Look, it got stuck here. I got two of them. That's what happened. I could tell because they weren't in order anymore, and they always should be. So if they're not, something is wrong. In this case, I picked up 2 strands, and that messed it up. Look, now everything is correct again, because it doesn't show, but the black is on top. If I just twist it a bit. No, it is white, doing white. So I am going below black and above green. It doesn't really show here, but I can tell from my perspective that that's it. You see here in the back, black top, white middle, green below. There we go. Project. So that's what I was going to show you today. I'm going to make more videos and upload about, I have more peculiarities when it comes to knitting. I make my knit slip. No, slip slip knit. Slip slip slip. SSK. Slip slip knit in a different way from most people and so on. And I'm going to show on some cast on techniques that I've been using, and also a bind off that I've been using in one project. But this is sort of the basic idea behind knitting with the yarn in front of the passive needle. There are more applications where it could be useful, for example, when knitting ribbing, regular ribbing. If it's this one, this here I've been using twisted ribbing, and then it's not really useful because even I hold the yarn in the back behind the passive needle when I knit through the back loop. I think it may be possible to do it from the front, but I think it would be very, very complicated. So yes, I do. But regular ribbing, quite useful because the yarn will be in the same place all the time. So it's just, you don't have to move it. So there we go. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, you are apparently a you're very interested in knitting. Let me tell you that much. I'm applauding you. All right, bye-bye.